Here I am with a different kind of video I'll be doing more of. This is my kind of opinion and overview of the cars I have. So I've had this car for I think about 7 or 8 months now. So once I've had a car for a few months maybe, and I'll put a few packs through it, I'll tell you what I think about it, talk about its durability, its performance, and just how it holds up. So this is my second set of tyres. You do wear through them pretty quickly because they are only the small ones, and you get a lot of power out of this motor. Body, well, what can go wrong with it? You know, you got the shock tower here and the wing protecting it, so well, this isn't going to break. This bumper I put on, this is off the short course. I just think it looks good and it does add a bit of protection. If you jump it though, I had to put this here just temporarily. I did have a lead skid plate, but that got broken off. But you do really wear out the bottom there if you do jumps on pavement, because it does bottom out fairly easily. And it's powerful, but the low rotating mass on these wheels, and you know, when you're doing a jump, unless you're doing a pretty high one, even then it's hard to correct it in the air. So if you go down, you're starting to go down on your nose, that's really how you're going to land. But it's tough, it doesn't mind that. You know, I've flipped this heaps. It's a really good just first RC, or just a fun RC. You know, this was my first ever hobby grade RC. You know, you put it on a park bench, you jump it off that. It can really take whatever you throw at it. Main weakness is the shock towers, but they're not weak. It's just because of the size of it, there's a lot of things that cut off right about that height or there. So you just hit it. So say a pillar, you go, and the rest of the car goes underneath, but the shock tower just clips there, and that snaps it right off. And to then replace that, you have to get this whole shock tower diff cover that's attached to the upper deck and all the way to the back, so that's a pain. I went through a few shock towers. I was driving particularly badly. It's probably not the best for driving around a driveway. If you're on a track or something, or just out on some dirt, you'll never break it. But so I kept breaking them, so I didn't want to buy another one. So what I did was, this is actually the rear tower. So I had two whole sets, upper deck sets, that had the front snapped off. So all I did was I just filed or cut that with a rotary tool, and then put the back on the front. So that works well. You do have to be careful with the servo linkage there. You do have to make a few adjustments to make it all fit. The suspension's good, pretty reliable. And if you take a hard hit, really hard full speed hit into a corner, you won't really break anything. The most likely thing is you'll sometimes break an A-arm, but that's all. It's pretty tough, easy to fix. You just take out the screw there, pull the pin out. As I said in my review, if you've got the short course version, one of the weaknesses is rocks getting stuck under the centre drive shaft through there and then eating that up. So, but on the buggy I've never had a problem with that. But on the short course that's happened about 2 or 3 times. So that's something you got to watch out for. Yeah, it's a really good vehicle, pretty durable. Probably top speed is about just over 30, 35. And then you can get brushless ones, they're even faster of course. But you know, this is a fun vehicle. You can get the aluminium upgrades, I think. You know, upgrade shocks and just various other aluminium things. So that, I don't know, they're probably not worth it. It makes it buggy heavier. Won't probably perform quite as well. Maybe if you got a nice one of the lipos, the small lipos that came in, that would probably, you know, lighten up a bit, boost performance just a bit. Runtime you can get between 10 and 20 minutes, depends on how you drive it, but you know, it's a great vehicle. You can go off-road, on-road. It's good at everything. At the moment I'm trying to convert my short course one into a road car, just a cheap road car. So I'm making my own mounting positions for the shocks to lower them and lower the ride height. And I'll try and find some new wheels and tyres, but because they've got that proprietary D shape, that could be a problem finding those. Part support's pretty good. My local hobby shop in South Australia, they've got all the parts. You can get them on the internet. I think it was Nitro RCX. They've got a lot of it. They've got all the upgrades and everything for really good price. But part support's pretty good. Yeah, the electronics are the only slightly dodgy thing. I think my friend had one of these. He had some quite significant problems with the electronics. Like the servo, I've burnt one of those out. They seem to be a bit of an issue. And yeah, the 2-in-1 ESC and receiver's not too brilliant. Not rubbish, but you know, I think maybe the brushless one, which is a separate ESC, separate receiver, that could be a bit better. Or just a whole new system, you know, you can get some, you know, there's some of the Castle Creations or Traxxas 1/18 scale systems, you know, they could probably come in quite nicely. Yeah, I think they should probably fit in, but I don't know. If you could get one of those in, I'd probably recommend it. I think the vehicle itself can handle the power. You know, you occasionally pop one of the linkages off its ball ends, but very rarely. Yeah, I think main thing to watch out for is the servo. That's what does go most often, and tyres wear out a lot. If you, yeah, you do notice though, once you start to wear them out flat, they don't wear out much more, but then they lose a lot of traction. So if you really plan on, these are great for off-road. They'll hardly wear out off-road, but on-road, yeah. So overall, it's an excellent vehicle. I paid 110 Australian dollars. You can get it a lot cheaper off Nitro RCX, I think it is. And there you go, the 1/18 scale Himoto 4-drive buggy.